What's up, Peak Facebook? What's up, Peak Zoom? This is Thursday Muay Thai with Dragonfly. How are you guys doing? Hopefully you are enjoying these nice sunny days like I am, hanging out in the backyard doing some Muay Thai. So let's get this party started. Let me adjust these cameras a little bit. Perfect. Awesome. Well, welcome to Thursday Muay Thai. Let's get this party rocking. Let's get with a little warm-up real quick. Little warm-up. So, first off, Sawadi Cop. Next off, let's do some jumping jacks, you guys. Alright, so we're just going to go through 20, get a nice little warm-up going. That way, you know, it's easy for us to move around. We're not doing anything too crazy today, but we'll want to have the blood flowing. So 20 jumping jacks. I haven't been counting, so let's call that 20. Now 20 squats, you guys, nice and low. Once again, getting all the way down to or below 90, dropping it down, bringing it back up. Knees stay behind the toes. And I'm getting to or below 90. 20 of these, you guys. Nice and warm. Now after this, we're going to go straight into some high knees. Get the legs a little more warm because we are going to be doing teeps today. We're going to be doing a lot of teep stuff. Straight into those high knees, up past the waistline. Beautiful day. If you can, get outside to do Muay Thai with me out here. If not, your home is fine. Perfect. Last little one. We're gonna do our leg circles. So I'm gonna bring my knee across center line over here. Let me adjust this for you guys. Coming across center line, open it up, setting it back down. So just alternating sides, you guys. Open the gate. Warming up those hips. We're gonna need them nice and warm today. We're gonna be doing a lot of hip stuff. Awesome. Now after that, close the gate. We open the gate, now we close the gate. Common etiquette. So, I'm gonna bring my leg to the outside, bring it to the inside, you guys. Both sides. And here. Boom. Couple more. And time. All right. So today, all we're going to need for our workout is ourselves. I have here some 5-pound weights. This we'll be using later for our arms, and I have a nice little high spot like this where I'll be able to stick my leg over. I'll be adjusting the camera for you guys, so that way we can get some good teeps going on. And yeah, let's get it started. So let me adjust this just a little bit. Perfect. So starting off, let's just work some of our regular teep form, you guys. So we're in our good Muay Thai stance. Our hips are forward. You know, I don't want to be back here. Muay Thai stance, I want my hips forward. My hands are up high, elbows into the body. My feet, you guys can't see my feet right now. Let me see if I step back. My feet, they're not squared. I'm back, but I'm also not walking on a tightrope, you guys. I got good base, forward, back, left, and right. That means my hips are staggered. Think of it, two opposite ends of a square. My foot's on the first corner of a square. Square comes out to here, drops back, third corner of the square. Then here's the last corner of the square. And so my feet are all on that square, you guys. So starting off here, good Muay Thai stance. First thing I'm gonna do is I chamber my teeps. We can throw them chambered or unchambered, but for a good powerful teep, I'm gonna chamber that thing. So I'm gonna bring it up to my chest. Bring it up here, and from here, that's when I'm gonna pop my hip out, boom, throw that teep straight. Hitting with the ball of my foot, you guys. Once again, good Muay Thai stance, chamber, extend, and back down. Now, the thing about shadow boxing teeps, especially when we don't have a target that we're hitting, is having good balance. That way we can teep out and then bring it back, staying still in our good Muay Thai stance. So if you notice, as I teep, I get this little lean back. I'm leaning back. I'm just spreading out my my weight accordingly. That way I can remain balanced. So I'm not leaning all the way back where I'm going to fall back as that teep comes back in, but I'm also not staying straight up because it's going to pull me down this way. So I get a good little lean as I throw that teep. Once again, this hand up, opposite hand stays up, same side hand is just going to drop. It's just going to drop. We don't need to do long form or anything. We are just dropping it to the side. Boom. We can also just keep it up. Keep it nice and high. One thing I like about keeping it nice and high is if you're throwing a lot of teeps, people see the hand motions and what you're doing. They'll see those kicks first with the hand motions, then the hips. But if you keep your hands up and just throw that teep out there, it's a lot more disguised. So, starting off just where we're at, we're going to throw 5 lead teeps, 5 rear teeps. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice I'm always stepping first. I'm stepping this rear foot in to get a little bit of extra range. Now I can just throw this teep just straight off my back foot, but I'm going to need to shift that weight, still get that lean, and throw that teep. This doesn't have as much range, but it's still very good if someone's pressuring you and you're already on that back foot, just to be able to lift and teep. Now, let's do it on the rear leg. 5 teeps. We're going to chamber, lean, and teep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So those are our basic chamber teeps right there, where I'm just bringing it up, shooting out, coming back down. Now, we've got straight leg teeps, where I'm not chambering and teeping out. I'm just lifting my leg and teeping, you guys. I'm just lifting that leg where it's at. It kind of makes it like a physical barrier. It's like a stiff arm, but it's with your leg, which is a lot longer and more powerful. So it's putting a physical structure in between you and your opponent, which is very good, especially if someone's punching at you, to keeping that distance. So now let's go 5 just straight leg teeps. So where I'm at, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Notice I'm still popping my hip. I'm still popping that hip just to get a little power, get a little oomph on that thing. Rear leg now, same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Just back and forth, you guys. Shaking it out. So we're going to be using a lot of hip strength today. Now hopefully you guys can grab yourselves like a chair, something that sits, I don't know, right around waist height. For me, my Porsche, it's got this handy dandy metal railing right here, and this is what I'm going to use. It's right about hip height, so perfect for putting my teeps right over, bringing them back, and this is going to help us with that hip strength, you guys. So find yourself something. I like a chair. Fold out chair works, office chair works. Once again, if you don't have the hip flexibility for this yet, or the hip strength for it yet, find something a little lower, like right around the top of the thighs, or if you need, go lower. But of course, we want to be challenging ourselves. So check it out. First one, I'm just going to throw my teep out, hold it over for a sec, and bring it back. I'm still getting that good lean, you guys. So teep out, hold it, bring it back. Teep out, hold it, bring it back. Try not to touch the rail like I just did, or whatever you are teeping over. Your teep should glide straight over and straight back without touching anything. So we're just gonna go 10 on each leg, you guys. 10 on each leg. Once again, I'm using that extra little second. If my teep's straight and I'm not struggling too much, I'm gonna use that extra little second just to make sure my form's good. My hand's up, this hand's dropped down. I got a good lean. So here, I'm doing my little check, and then I bring it back over. You guys should start feeling a little burn in your hips right about now. And one more. Perfect. So that was the lead leg. Now let's move on to the rear leg, you guys. Rear leg, same thing. Going over, holding it, bringing it right back. So 10 of these. 1, 2, 3. Using that extra little second in between there to measure or make sure you got all your technique proper. Hands up, you got your lean, your other arm is down. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and one more. 10. Perfect. So that's just our little hip exercise starting out. Now let's talk about some more specifics for the teep. And one of the ones I really like, one of my favorite kind of uses for the teep is actually it's a good use for keeping distance, but I like to use it to invade distance, to take some space. So one of the ways I do that is my little teep glide. So notice when I teep and when I chamber teep, my knee is coming up. I'm using that chamber, boom, here. People are gonna recognize that chamber right there. They're gonna see this if you're throwing it a lot, and they're gonna realize you're gonna be throwing a teep. So what I'm gonna do on top of that is I'm gonna throw 1 teep, boom, I'm gonna throw 2, I'm gonna make sure they're reading it, and then I'm gonna use that knee, I'm gonna lift it and slide. Now it's kind of hard to slide on my carpeted surface with these shoes, but check it out, check it out. So as I lift, I'm gonna kind of use this knee, this lift, to kind of bring my weight up in the air, and I'm gonna shuffle my foot. I'm just gonna shuffle my foot. So as I lift, I'm gonna shuffle that foot. 1 right here. And I usually only do this with the lead. I'm sure you can do it with the rear. I've never really experimented with that, but my lead, since I use it so much as just a quick measuring tool, people recognize that more and are more willing to scoop or do something, and that's gonna give me an opening. So let's create a little combo with it. Starting off, we're right here. I'm gonna throw a teep, boom, making sure I got my range. Teep, making sure I got my range. Now, I'm gonna fake glide. I'm gonna start rear elbow, boom. I'm coming with either a poking elbow or a rear up elbow, whichever one you guys like. Boom, I'm gonna attach. I'm gonna throw one knee. I'm gonna spin. I'm gonna throw another knee. And then good clinch exit, you guys. So we're kind of using this from our long range all the way to our shortest range, which is our clinch. So we're going again. Teep, 1, teep, 2, fake the teep, elbow, attach, knee 1, spin, knee 2, exit. All right, you guys. A good clench person is always going to be spinning and rotating people around. Really kind of offsetting that base, offsetting that balance, and opening up those shots for those knees. So, once again, teep combo. 1, bang. 2, bang. 3, this is my fake. Slide in, elbow, attach, rear knee, spin, lead knee, exit. All right, you guys, so that's going to be the little combo I want you guys working on this week. Nifty, useful. I use that a lot, especially when I'm training elbows, going from that longest kicking range all the way to that shortest range is very surprising to your opponents. So, one little other thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to our chair, and we're just gonna do a couple more to burn out the hips. So our combo and our little technique of the day is gonna be our little teep glide. Lifting the hip, I'm lifting my weight as that knee comes up, and I'm gliding across the surface. You don't have to go far. It can be here, or you can try to cover a lot of distance. Really depends on what you're trying to accomplish, where they're at. So now let's go back to our elevated surface and do a little bit of a hip burnout. So I'm gonna do the same thing, but this time I'm gonna track left, track right, bring it back to center, pull it back over. So I teep out, I'm gonna go left, I'm gonna go right, and bring it back to center. Now, once again, we don't wanna touch this. If this is a little too, if you have a little too high, try to find something just a little lower. We're still challenging, but we can accomplish it, and we can't even get through 3. So starting off, we're going 10 on each side. Teep out, 1, 2, back. Teep out, 1, 2, back. And we're just going for 10, you guys. Woo, making sure we maintain that balance. Very important for teeps, having balance. And then coming back. 1, 2, back. So let's finish up all those sets on the left leg. Hop on over to the right leg. Same thing, you guys. Same thing. So extend out, track right, track left, bring it back. Extend out, right, left, bring it back. Whew. Try to make it all the way across and then back, you guys. Of course, maintaining that balance, making sure we're not falling over. If you need to set the leg down, reset a little bit, that's fine. I'm realizing right now that my little porch bar is a little high for my preference, but that's all right. Gives me a little extra challenge, you guys. Last couple. Oh yeah. Back. And back. Awesome. So once everyone's done with that, I got 2 more little things for you that I'm not going to do the whole sets for you today, but I'm going to show you what they are, and I'm going to have you guys work them at home. Real quick, just got to make sure everything's running right over here. Perfect. All right, so first things first, like I said, I've got some 5-pound weights right here. If you don't have 5-pound weights, if you got like empty milk jugs, if you got, I don't know, some heavy rocks in your backyard, just something to kind of weigh your shoulders down, we're gonna be working on keeping our hands up. So what I'm doing is I'm gonna stay in my good stance with the weights in my hands. My hands are gonna be above eyebrow height the whole time, and I'm going for 3 minutes. And I'm gonna do this 3 times. It kind of simulates the 3 rounds in a fight that we have, but it's just keeping those arms up the whole time. So good hand position, and I'm just gonna hold these hands up here for 3 minutes, you guys. Now the first and the second minute might not feel like much, but once you get into that second round or the third minute of that first round, it's gonna be burning. So we're just holding good position. I can move around. I'm just making sure my hands stay up here the whole time. I'm not trying to throw any punches or anything. I'm just working on keeping my hands up. Now, another great thing you can do is if you have a tennis ball, you can put it under your chin, or like a racket ball, lacrosse ball, something like that. Put it under your chin and try to pinch it, and that's going to help you guys keep your chins down. So chins down, hands up. That is our best defense, you guys. So chins down, hands up. Once again, I'm just going for 3 minutes, and I can move around. I can move around. Now, if you guys are just training at home, and this is a good one to do if you're like watching a movie, watching TV, if you're sitting there listening to music, it's a good one just to kind of have something to take your mind off of it. Because if you're just sitting out here, you know, thinking about the fact that you're holding 5-pound weights for 3 minutes, it's going to start to burn. Awesome. Keep going. I don't know how long that was, you guys. I do not have a timer out here. So if you guys do have a timer, especially on your phones, set it. 3 minutes, 1 minute break, 3 minutes, 1 minute break, 3 minutes. So we're doing 3 sets of 3 minutes with a minute break in between. It's really going to start burning. Keep those arms up as much as possible. Now, that's going to be a little one I want you guys to work at home. I got one more for you guys. People often ask me about head kicks, how to get that flexibility, stuff like that. This is going to really be working on our hip flexibility and stretching. So grab yourself a nice stack of books or something like that. I have here, 1 second. I have here my handy dandy ants book, all about ants. It's a nice thick book. I'm gonna use it over here in my pile. I'm just gonna put it out there, that way everybody can see, because I'm basically gonna be doing the splits on the ground. Now, if you don't have yourself a nice ants book, if you got something about spiders or something about other insects that's that thick, grab it. If not, you guys will survive with anything else. I also have some old textbooks. I'm just gonna make myself a stack. So what we're gonna be doing with these is we're gonna be using them to help our splits, you guys. All right, one more. Now, if you notice, my stack is pretty big over there. That's fine. I gotta work on some flexibility stuff myself. But what we're basically gonna be doing is we're gonna be using these books to hold ourselves up in a splits position for about 30 minutes, you guys. Now, I'm not gonna do the whole thing live. I'm just gonna show you guys all the sets, but this is to help that leg flexibility. That way, when we're teeping, we can get our teeps to wherever we want, hip, solar plexus, or the face, and we can also kick to the head. So it's a good one to do at home, especially, like I said, if you're just hanging out, watching a movie, listening to music, doing homework, something like that. It's gonna be something to take your mind off the fact that you're doing stretches for 30 minutes. So check it out. First one, we're gonna be doing the center splits. dropping it all the way down onto your little block and resting. I want my legs straight, you guys, and I'm just gonna hold it here for 30 minutes. Knees facing forward, feet facing forward, just like this. Now, I got a little hamstring problem that's stopping me from going all the way down. So as you can see, I'm using my hands to kind of support me, but I'm just showing you guys what it should look like. Now, 30 minutes every day. After a while, you should start taking books out of the stack, seeing how low you can really get. So that was the center splits. We're gonna do left and right splits and right left splits, or side splits each side. So center splits, boom, here. Side splits, I'm coming here. I'm trying to keep the back leg straight, you guys. Woo. Having a little trouble with that. Trying to keep my back leg straight as I go down into my split. Like that there. Hold that one for 30. And then last but not least, holding this one for 30. And when I say 30, I mean 30 minutes. 30 minutes. Our stack is there to help us, help the rest of us relax while just our legs are stretching out. We got to maintain that stretch for a little bit. So, homework for you guys: 5-pound weights, good stance, making sure your hands are at least eyebrow height, holding that for 3 minutes, doing 3 rounds with a minute break in between each, and then grabbing yourself a little stack of books, a little something. That way we can work on that stretch and work on those head kicks, you guys. Once again, center split 30 minutes, side split 30 minutes on each side. Other than that, thanks for joining me today. If you guys just hopped on to the last part of the video, go to the Facebook Live. You can watch the whole thing. And I will see you guys on Tuesday. Coach James is doing Muay Thai tomorrow. I'll be there. He's doing Muay Thai Saturday. And then Coach Moda is doing Muay Thai Monday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Awesome. Thanks for joining me. Last but not least, Swaddy Cop.